The Unyielding Heir, Chapter 2, Clashes in the Boardroom ***. The morning light filtered through the tall windows of Blackwood Manor's executive boardroom, casting long shadows across the polished mahogany table. Elena Harper arrived precisely at 9, her portfolio tucked under one arm and a fresh determination in her stride. She had spent the previous night in the guest suite. Alexander's request for her to stay had turned into an expectation. She hadn't quite refused, reviewing financial reports and steeling herself for battle. The room was already occupied when she entered. Alexander Voss sat at the head of the table, immaculate in a charcoal suit that hugged his powerful frame, his expression as unreadable as ever. Flanking him were 4 senior executives: Marcus, his assistant; Lydia Grant, the sharp-tongued head of marketing; Charles Beaumont, the silver-haired CFO; and Victoria Lang, a younger VP whose admiring glances toward Alexander were anything but subtle. "Good morning," Elena said, evenly, taking the empty seat opposite him without waiting for invitation. "Shall we begin?" Alexander's piercing gaze lifted from the tablet in front of him. "We were waiting on you, Miss Harper." His tone carried the faintest edge of reprimand, as though her punctuality was somehow insufficient. Elena smiled thinly. "Then, let's not waste any more time." She opened her presentation with clinical precision, projecting charts onto the large screen behind her. Redundancies in the Technova merger, bloated middle management layers, outdated legacy systems draining millions annually. Each slide was a calculated strike at the heart of Blackwood's traditional structure. Charles Beaumont shifted uncomfortably as she highlighted inefficiencies in his finance department. Lydia Grant's lips pursed when Elena suggested reallocating marketing budget toward digital campaigns. Victoria Lang merely watched Alexander, waiting for his reaction. When Elena reached the final slide, projecting a potential 18% increase in profitability within 18 months, she paused, letting the numbers speak. Silence stretched across the room. Then Alexander spoke, his voice low and controlled. "Impressive projections, Miss Harper. On paper, skewed forward, elbows resting on the table, fingers steepled. But you overlook one crucial factor." Elena met his stare. "And what is that, Mr. Voss?" "Loyalty." "Damn." The word landed like a gauntlet. "These redundancies you propose eliminating are people who have served this company, my family, for decades. You treat them as line items." "I do not." The executives exchanged glances. Victoria smiled faintly, as if vindicated. Elena didn't flinch. "Loyalty is admirable, Mr. Voss, but loyalty that costs the company its competitive edge becomes sentimentality, and sentimentality is a luxury empires cannot afford." A muscle ticked in Alexander's jaw. "Empires," he repeated softly. "You speak as though you understand what it takes to build one." "I understand what it takes to save one," she countered. "And right now, Blackwood is bleeding. Slowly, perhaps, but undeniably." Lydia Grant cleared her throat. "With respect, Miss Harper, our brand has thrived on tradition. These changes risk alienating our core clientele." Elena turned to her. "Your core clientele is aging out, Miss Grant. The data shows younger high-net-worth individuals shifting toward sustainable, tech-forward competitors. Adapt or become a relic." Victoria leaned in, voice silky. "Perhaps if Miss Harper spent less time dissecting spreadsheets and more time understanding our vision, enough." Alexander's single word cut through the room like a blade. All eyes turned to him. He rose slowly, commanding the space without effort. "Miss Harper's analysis is thorough. We will consider her recommendations." Elena allowed herself a small breath of satisfaction till he continued. "But implementation will be overseen by my team. You will advise, Miss Harper. Nothing more." The dismissal was clear. She felt heat rise in her cheeks, not from embarrassment, but from the challenge. "Of course," she said coolly. "I'm here to advise. Whether you choose to listen is entirely up to you." His eyes narrowed, a glint of something dangerous flickering in their depths. Approval, irritation, desire to put her in her place. She couldn't tell, but the air between them crackled. As the meeting adjourned, the executives filed out, murmuring among themselves. Elena gathered her materials, aware of Alexander's lingering presence. When the door clicked shut behind a last departure, he spoke. "You fight well, Miss Harper?" She looked up. He hadn't moved from the head of the table, watching her with that predatory stillness. "I fight to win," she replied. A faint smirk tugged at his mouth. "So do I." He stepped closer, stopping just close enough that she caught the scent of sandalwood and power. "But understand this, I do not lose. Not in business. Not in anything." Lena held his gaze, her pulse thrumming. "Then we have something in common, Mr. Voss." For a moment, neither moved. Then he reached past her to pick up a forgotten folder, his arm brushing hers in a contact that felt anything but accidental. "Dinner tonight," he said. "Not a question. 8 o'clock. We'll continue this discussion." She should have refused, should have drawn the professional line. Instead, she heard herself say, "I'll be there." As she left the boardroom, Elena felt the weight of his stare on her back, possessing, unrelenting. Alexander Voss didn't just want to win the argument. He wanted to win her, and that, she realized with a mix of defiance and thrill, made him far more dangerous than any spreadsheet.